to chat with your preferred physician. Doc Palm is back. All new exciting time with your medical doctors and health professionals. Did you know that Doc Palm has introduced all new opportunities to chat with your preferred physician for free? Yes, you heard me right. Chat consultation on Doc Palm is free. Download Doc Palm on Google Play Store and App Store. Doc Palm, convenience. Doc Palm, your health in your palm. Terms and conditions apply.
And now on Radio Culture, GH #1 reggae dancehall online radio. Are you ready to hear this? Yeah, this is Fred Dredd. Kente, word, sound, and power. Constantly in tune with Radio Culture Ghana. Click on the link and link.
Hit Web Radio. Radio Culture.
I say, here retain Radio Culture, your #1 internet radio station. Me say badding, up to the time.
Oh, shitty. You see, say I compose song give you. I know they fit to.
Come on, my darling, you're my one, only one. Never would I lie. You're my moon and my sun, my treble and my bass, my pants and my shirt, my one and my only one I love.
Oh, my Amatan Popo Shady. I call you, sir. I know they get you for phone. Yes, too. It be so no way I try, sir. Almost break my heart bone. Shady. You know, say if I no talk plus you for one day, self, it be like I did die. Waiting they happen for that way, make you so quiet and dry. Make a tent butterfly come suck your nectar, smaller come back. Or make you send me the cup where you drink water from, make I drink and feed your lips for back.
Come on, my darling, you're my one, only one. Never would I lie. You're my moon and my sun, my treble and my bass, my pants and my shirt, my one and my only one I love.
Last night I dream you said, say something they happen. Where I wake up sweating like a pregnant double.
1212 Radio Culture.
Like it not be say it be dream like a burante.
Yes, indeed. This is the time. This is the hour. We are here with the man of the moment.
Make you answer.
In the background, you hear the beautiful melodic sound of the man called Black Rasta. This he calls voice note for Shady. Yes, indeed. But today we're doing more than an artist interview. Today we are talking about the just ended Kuchoko Roots Festival. In the meantime, listen to my favorite part of the song.
I say I the beg Shady.
I say I the beg Shady.
Ignore me like.
Don't ignore me like that. Listen, don't ignore the sound that makes you feel happy, all right? This man wears so many hats. You've seen him or you've heard him on this platform on different topics, subjects, peripheries. He's a top broadcaster. He is a top producer. He is a man of serious consciousness, reasoning. And he is also, as we have come to find out, a very successful event organizer. The Kuchoko Roots Festival just ended, and from what we're hearing on social media, obviously I was not there myself, to my utter regret. And so I sourced my news from those who were there, as well as from the reports that I'm getting. And from what I'm getting, it was such a monolithic success. Now, we always talk about Ghana reggae dancehall, and I'm sure that he will not mind us putting Kuchoko under that, umbrella, but we're about to find out. But generally speaking, what I'm saying is this, though. If we put the Kuchoko Festival under that umbrella, then I'm making the point that a lot of times we try to talk about how we can progress that area of music. In the meantime, Cameroon by Black Rasta. Think about it. Cameroon, why? Yes, indeed. Black Rasta is on the line right now, and in a minute we'll be going to talk to him. We will be reviewing the Kuchoko Roots Festival 23. What made it a success? Any challenges? Anything that he would do differently? And when is the next one? Next year? I'm flying to Ghana for the next one for sure.
Come to the gate. It's a date.
Yes, indeed. Radio culture on a Sunday morning. And right now we are reaching you via the magic of the internet.
I truly do.
Your number one online radio station, reaching you from Texas, USA.
I never knew this.
And beaming to the whole wide world, Sydney to Saskatchewan and everywhere in between.
Anglophone a fight, Francophone a fight, woman and child just a drop line.
All right, too much talking on my part. Let's do the actual talking from who has to do the talking right now. Let's go on the line and speak with the man called Black Rasta. Blessed love, Black Rasta.
Blessed love, blessed love, blessed love. Thank you so much for having me. Blessed.
And thank you for making time. I do know that you're still very busy, but one thing I love about you, brother, you always make time for us. And truth be told,
thank you so much.
We want to reach you more times than we call you, but sometimes we pull the brakes back because we're like, we've called him too many times. Let's give him a little break, But we always find the need to come to you, bro. Like, seriously, because there's a whole lot that we can, like I said before, you wear so many hats, and every now and then we want to come to you to speak with you about one or the next thing. Today, we are talking about the Kuchoko Roots Festival. Black.
Right.
What is the Kuchoko Roots Festival? What does Kuchoko even mean? Tell us.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I mean, you are one man who will never call me and I will say no. I mean, knowing that right from the beginning, you have been part of those who mentored me, part of those who walked me on the path of Rasta and consciousness.
I'm so humble. I am so humble.
Beginnings and also our callings, So that's why no matter how tight I am, I will always be time, even if it's 2 minutes. And I know that you're doing some really good work out there. So why not? It's all part of the mission. Now,
very
Kuchoko,
humble.
I mean, I've traveled around the world playing reggae music. And even in Ghana, and I'm happy that you know some of these stories. I mean, as a Ghanaian yourself, as an African yourself, as a Rasta man yourself, as a reggae person yourself, and as a musician yourself, because I know that it's not only reggae music that you make. I remember, KJT Champion was not a reggae song. A song that we all love. And, so I would say that traveling around the world, and even in Ghana, people have this thing about reggae. This morning, I was just reading that Nigerian reggae and dancehall artists are switching from reggae, and they are doing Afrobeat. And you can check that from Dancehall Mag. That reggae is losing its popularity in Africa, especially in Nigeria. Ghana is still upholding the reggae vibe. And that in Ghana, and this is a BBC report, you come to Ghana and it looks like reggae music is never dying. It's because of the seeds that our predecessors have sown and the loyalty that is still growing in us. for the message and the consciousness. Now, if you follow the music because of the trend, then of course trends die. And when trends die, what happens? You would have to look or latch onto another trend. Traveling around the world, I realized that a lot of people who should be supporting us Africans doing reggae music are not, especially our Jamaican region ancestry. And I've said this time and again, I have been a victim of trying to represent reggae music in my own way as a black man and as an African. You tell people, Jamaican people, that you are doing reggae music. They look at you and they are like, well, go find something African and do.
Hey, a seminary Kenya. Black Rasta, a seminary Kenya. A semi in Abodia.
You see, it's very sad that we all thought that way. I mean, reggae music has serious African undertones. We believe that we are one people. But sadly, I have played in America amongst Jamaicans, played at Jambana Festival, played in so many different festivals. Not like that with soca and calypso. The calypso people appreciate and embrace everybody, but not Jamaicans and reggae. See that if you are not Jamaican and you are latching on to reggae, then you are only coming in as an opportunist. So sad. Even if you're Jamaican and you are not based in Jamaica, Jamaicans have a way of trying to brand you as a second-rate reggae artist because you are not based in Jamaica. And these are facts from experiences.
Yep.
So I realized this coming on stage to perform, and I am introduced as an African, and I come in and I'm doing reggae. A lot of people, in one way or the other, get disappointed. Oh, he's from Africa, especially when I went from Jambana. Jambana is 100% Jamaican reggae festival, and the emphasis is Jamaican reggae. Every artist on that stage was Jamaican. And for over 20-something years that Jambana festival was done, no other reggae artists except Jamaican reggae artists were invited. I was the first to be invited from Africa. And we paved the way for people like Stoneboy to play. I was told that Bob Marley also played on that festival several years back. I don't know how true it is. I must admit that I've not researched it, but the organizers told me Bob played on it once. See? Well, so I came on Jambana, and the organizers asked me, so what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to do what you booked me for. You know the kind of music I do, and you booked me, so I'm here to do what I do. And they sat me down and said, listen, this is a Jamaican reggae festival. We have to invite an African to come home. Can you do something African, even if you are doing your reggae, at least to let the people see commercially? I mean, from Africa. In fact, when I heard that, it touched me, and I thought Jamaica was Africa. I thought Jamaicans were Africans, but I should do something African. Well, it touched me. And from that time, I decided that no, with reggae, we would have to add our African influences, serious African influences and spirits to make the reggae complete. We must also give it a name. After all, no matter what, when an African is doing reggae music, you would find some difference. You know, in La Côte d'Ivoire, they call it Mandinka reggae. When you listen to Alpha Blondy, he doesn't sound like Peter Tosh. When you listen to Ahmed Faraz, he does not sound like Bob Marley. If you listen to Tiket Jaffa, he doesn't sound like anybody. And he's one of the biggest reggae artists in the world. I had the opportunity to record a song with him, which is unreleased though. And when you listen to the song, you realize that no, this man was insisting on local flutes and xylophones and chorus in the reggae and all that. So I just decided that way. I think that Africans, the way we love our reggae, we want to still do the reggae, but we want to give it a certain kind of flavor. And that flavor is going to be adding African music, energies and spirits and influences into the reggae. For instance, in ordinary reggae music, you might not hear kora, the sound of original kora. You might not even hear the original sound of the wooden xylophone and some other instruments that are known to be 100% African. And Jamaicans don't even have access to that in one way or the other. So how would we call it? Me and Sam Mallet, Auntie Coco, and her husband, Prof, came together and decided that, well, let us do this. After all, some other people had even done it in the past. The thing was that they never named it. Kiki John had done it. He had released 2 albums of African reggae, high life kind of reggae that had a lot of influences and all that, and even black. What's the name? They also did something.
Ras Malenzi had the what do you call it? Yes, he called it something. I forgot. Sun Life, I think he called it.
You see Sun Life, and when you check it out, even in Nigeria, Majek Fashek, one of the pioneers of reggae in that country, also called his kind of reggae Bangolo. And Bangolo is just Jamaican reggae, and then you add a lot of African feeling to it. That's it. So I decided to call it Kuchoko. Sounding, when you play reggae music ordinarily, this is the sound that you hear from roots reggae. Kuchoko, 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 Kuchoko. In Nigeria, they say neke, neke, neke. Something quite poncho. Also would call it kitiki, kitiki.
Yeah.
So we gave it that.
I remember those times.
You see that?
Yes.
And I believe in those names. I believe in those indigenous African sounds.
I see.
Kuchoko sounds nothing but African. It's not Chinese. It doesn't sound Indian. It doesn't sound American. It sounds African. Kuchoko. Just like Shirin, Shirin, Shi. Shirin, Shirin, Shi. It's 100% African. Whoever hears it doesn't have to be told that this is from Africa.
True.
That is it. And I'm glad that we are making inroads, several inroads.
Nice. And Black, let me back you up a little bit with what you're saying, because remember I was saying a seminary bodia, because back in the day, I don't know if you remember this, but when the Bob Marley anniversary show was brought to Ghana, huge show, one of the biggest shows we've seen in Ghana in terms of, logistics and all of that. And some Ghanaian artists tried to get on it. First of all, it was a no. And then when they were pushed a little bit, the compromise they made was that they were going to bring artists who were only going to sing a certain type of African, with a certain type of African influence on it. So even artists who were playing who were trying to imitate the Jamaican hardcore reggae had to go in their archives to dig out songs that they had, which had maybe 3 lyrics or a certain type of hint, to make it. My thing though is this, Rasta. We are dealing with a country, and I'm at the risk of being very controversial, I'm still going to say this. We're dealing with a country, a small country, Jamaica, which is making claims to a whole continent, Africa, right? Including its resources and everything. And they cannot even share reggae music and art form.
That's sad.
Let's think about that.
I remember this thing that you're talking about just like yesterday. I was part of the 10 artists chosen.
Yes.
I remember clearly.
Yes.
And I remember like yesterday how Black Prophet struggled to be part of the thing, and he was refused because he sounded too Jamaican.
There you go.
Too Jamaican. At the time, remember that even those of us who were allowed to play on the show, we had to be given some things like handcuffs, and on those things they wrote talent. We were cuffed. They gave us tags.
Those are tags though. Those are Rasta, I think those are normal though. They wear those everywhere, don't they? You've been around.
But they wrote on them talents. But the big artists that came, they didn't have that.
Okay.
That's my problem.
Okay. I see where you're coming from.
You gave me as a talent. When I have called myself a professional, I'm playing reggae music, then you come and give me a tag that says I'm a talent.
And Rasta, on the Kumasi leg, sorry to cut you, but on the Kumasi leg, which I happen to be the coordinator for, what really happened is that these artists were made to play as a sound check, basically. I remember vividly, Raston to all of these guys, they played as sound check. And then when the actual show came, they told them, oh, you've already had your chance. Meanwhile, when they were on stage, it was regarded as sound check. So that is that.
I missed it. I missed it. I was supposed to be on it. I was driving from Accra to Kumasi, and when I arrived at the time that they said the gates were going to open, they said the artist had played already. I said, how could
exactly
play
because you thought you were going to play on the main show. You didn't know they were going to make you play sound check.
Exactly. And I'm glad that I wasn't part of that. Sound check. It was quite immediate. I mean, well, I don't have a problem when people say, okay, sound African, sound that. Again, it looks like you are trying to box the people up in their creativity.
Yes.
Allow me.
That's exactly what it is.
Do not box me up and say
that's exactly what it is, Rasta. That is exactly what it is. Because you know what? Yeah, if you decide to play classical music, nobody's going to tell you to sound African. Nobody.
Exactly.
If you decide to play jazz, yes, you can decide to, Africanize your jazz, but nobody's going to tell you to sound African. Why do we have to sound African among our own kith and kin, which is Jamaicans? Jamaicans always refer to Africa, 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 right? And in this modern day and age, where people easily travel around the world, live in places where, in the part of the Bronx where I lived, you couldn't walk 20 yards without meeting a Jamaican, right? So if you live among these people, if you live in a neighborhood like that, where you are always hearing patois, it's going to influence your delivery in everything. If I have my kids over there, they are going to grow up hearing patois all the time. So if they write music and you say because they're not Jamaican, meanwhile, guess what? They are Japanese people playing reggae. I don't hear them saying ching, ching, ching.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Exactly that.
But anyway.
Exactly that.
So that's for the Kuchoko aspect. Let's get into the festival itself. How did you come up with it? When was the first one held anyway? And you've told us how or what made you decide to name your genre Kuchoko. But why did you decide to hold a whole festival for that?
Thank you so much. Well, it's all part of the promotion, When we started, we actually called it Moon Splash because I was actually on the 2nd of September 1974. And 2nd September was on a full moon. So, looking at what the full moon represents to a human being and even represents amongst Africans, this is when we all come out and sit in the light of the moon at night to tell stories in the indigenous African society. I wanted to have that link, so we called it Moon Splash. Mm-hmm. But again, I said, well, this is still English. Reggae is not an English word. No. They created it before it became accepted. That had English undertones, kind of. Like Kuchoko. Mm-hmm. You see? So we decided that we should rather call it Kuchoko. And that's what we have stood by all this while. So the festival is just to open the eyes of the world to the fact that...
What year was this? What year was the first one held?
Good. This was 2010. 2010, and we're sponsored, you will not believe it, we're sponsored by the Germans. The German embassy. When we wrote a proposal to them, in fact, a number of people that, we are coming up with a sub-genre of reggae, and these are the prospects of that. A lot of people never responded, but the Germans responded, supported us, we launched it, we're able to bring it out, and the first one was called Ancestral Moon Splash. That was the album with Zap Mallet, bringing in the African influence. I remember Zap Mallet was one of the people who founded Hip Life, Mm-hmm. Rapping in Tree was there, but it was never actually named after Reggie Rockstone came and gave it that name, Hip Life, Yep. The same thing with Afrobeat. Once it wasn't named, it also had its own problems. Now it's called Afrobeats. And everybody is latching on to Afrobeats and all that. So I thought that we should have a name and to promote that name. So the first edition was done 8 years ago. The first edition, and the sense behind it was to feature only African reggae acts. Once in a while, we'll bring in one or two Jamaican artists as the land of reggae. Mm-hmm. After all, Kuchoko is all about reggae music and African music all mixed into one. So the first edition, we didn't have a Jamaican artist. We had Raskimono, we had Majek Fashek. Unfortunately, that was the last show they ever played in Ghana before they went away.
Oh man!
We also had
So Kimono actually played Kuchoko.
Sorry,
Ras Kimono actually played on Kuchoko before.
Yes, he did.
Wow.
He did. Kimono was there. The videos are there. He
Wow.
was there. In fact, and we gave him the honor of making him the last artist to come on stage. In fact, Majek Fashek was the last artist. Kimono came before Majek. And they played. It was a huge festival. And that night, I shed tears. I saw that the Bosco and all the elder rasts in town, they all came for the festival. Ras Amdisian, all of them came, and there was a rooftop, open roof, that we were looking at the sky, and we're all there, races, and the whole beach was packed to capacity. We played a nice concert, and that was the beginning of Kuchoko Roots Festival. Everybody started asking, when is the next edition coming? When is the next edition coming? Of course, we skipped about 2 years because of budget and all that. But we found that we will never skip the years again. All other things remaining equal. So this year, we decided that no, we have to go full-fledged. And the rest is history.
Wow. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Now, the first thing that comes to anybody's mind when you talk about a whole festival is funding. You've hinted that the Germans sponsored. I don't think they picked up the whole tab. How did you fund a grand scheme like that, apart from the support that you got from the Germans? Or did they pick up the entire tab?
Thanks so much. No, they only helped us to launch it and to innovate it. After the innovation came, they helped us to launch it. That was all. We never contacted them again. Because to be honest with you, to be very honest with you, I don't know if I am saying something that makes sense. I didn't feel like if we are going to do something that is African, I mean, people who are African should stay away, so far away from funding it. We should be the first people looking at funding it. Even if it's one Ghana city that you can contribute.
Yep.
I think we should do for ourselves what we can do for ourselves and not wait for other people to come. Imagine Germans coming in right now and saying that, yeah, we want to fund it, but we want you to support German. What are we going to do? Next time we are going to do it, we will fund it. This year we pay for everything. We want a German artist on it. A German artist comes, he plays 1 or 2 songs, and then he starts playing indigenous German music. You are going to be littering, in fact, literally littering your festival and your innovation. I mean, no qualms with anybody who wants to support it. But some of these things come with strings attached, like the IMF and the World Bank support and all that. So we decided to keep it in-house. For the time being, in-house as let's have the funding from Africa, especially in Ghana. And I can tell you that a lot of the funding is coming from me and the artists who play on the show. To be very honest with you, the artists have shown me love. If I don't say it, the ancestors will not even forgive me. This year's Kuchoko, there was only one artist that I agreed with in terms of how much the artist was going to be paid. One artist. And that's not even a regular reggae artist. You know? It's a legend. And that's Samuel Owusu. He's a high life artist, but he has a lot of reggae music in his thing. Every year, just as I said, Kuchoko is reggae music plus African music combined. We bring one reggae artist from indigenous Jamaica. We try to do that. And then we bring an African artist as him. He's not a regular reggae artist. Last year was Rex Oman. We all know that he had Wine. The original version was reggae and all that. He was an original reggae artist until he switched to do highlight and all that. Samuel Owusu is one such person. We invited him. Next year might be a match the day of your entry.
You know who I think you should get also? What's his name? KK Kabobo.
KK Kabobo, yes, we've had that conversation.
And Nana Tufo. Nana Tufo. You remember Dinah? Oh, Dinah. That song is reggae all out.
Exactly.
Nice.
Nana Tufo, is he alive?
I'm not even sure.
No,
I'm
I
not
think
even
he
sure.
passed on. Nana Tufo passed
Oh.
on
I'm my bad. I'm
2
sorry.
years ago.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
he passed on 2 years ago. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
In fact, when you mentioned his name, I was shocked. My heart skipped a bit. I said, Black Rasta, are you making a mistake? Is this man alive? He said, but he passed on 2 years ago.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Condolences to his family.
Candidate for Kuchoko.
Yes. Okay. All right, Black. So let's move the conversation forward. Now, apart from funding, you also, have to cut goodwill for something like that.
Yes.
Now, I know that there's a lot of Ghanaians, and I have to admit, including myself, who are kind of like stuck on the let reggae be reggae mantra, right? I'm not going to hide from that.
Yes.
I have the conviction, and this is not to debate that with you at all. This is your moment. But I believe that we should just have left reggae to be reggae. And then if you want to add your influences, add it, but it's still reggae. But from the conversation today, you've given me a solid reason why you decided to actually institute the Kuchoko, right? But you had to cut goodwill.
Right.
How was it easy for you to cut goodwill among all the stakeholders like that?
Wow, very, very, very good question. You see, what you have said is nothing but the truth. You know, when we started this Kuchoko, Culture's very good friend in Ghana, I call him Ras Labi. His name is Robert Labi. He's the owner of Maglab Hotel. Culture would always come and be at Maglab Hotel. When you go to Maglab Hotel, you see his photographs all over the place. And this Robert Labi man was the one who engineered Culture's ascension to the throne in Ghana as a chief. He took him to Iburi because that's where he's from. He called me one day and said, Black Rasta, please leave the reggae alone. We love the reggae the way it is. Please, that's what he told me. And I told him that, Raslami, it is a good thing. We still play reggae. I still have my music as reggae. But I also do a lot of Kuchoko because we want to leave a legacy. Let me take you back to the history of Bob Marley. There was a time Bob Marley wanted to introduce rock guitar into reggae. Listen to his Exodus album. You know? And people were fighting him. They were like, no, reggae, what has reggae got to do with rock? No, we don't need it. Blah, blah. Don't adulterate it. Don't spoil it. But reggae, he insisted that he needed that rock guitar in reggae. He even employed a new guitarist for that. When that album was recorded in London, it's one of Bob Marley's biggest all-time albums.
Yes.
Exodus.
Yep.
Listen to those guitars inside. I believe that if Bob Marley was, I said this on DW, and I also said it on BBC some years back. If Bob Marley was alive and was with us physically today, he would be doing Kuchoko. Because Bob Marley was innovative. Bob Marley would be doing Kuchoko today. I'm telling you that. Taros Valley and the rest have all moved into Afrobeat and they're doing some Afrobeat. Morgan Heritage released a whole world music album. And a lot of it has Afrobeat and the rest of it, African music and all that into it. The whole world is coming to Africa. Africa is the root of all music. So if we add some African vibrations into the reggae, it's just innovation. It's just keeping the reggae music flowing even better. That's what it is. It's not an adulteration. It's just creativity. You know?
Yep.
That's what I think it is. Just like Afrobeat came out of Afrobeat. And Nigerians have carried the whole world with Afrobeats. And they see Afrobeats became even more popular than Fela's Afrobeat. As it is right now.
Yep.
So when this thing started, we had to find a way of letting people understand that, listen, if we truly want a future with reggae, this is what we have to do. We all are Rastas. We all love the reggae music the way it is. But if we want a future for us and the generations to come, this is the way to go. Some of them started picking it up bit by bit, because who spoke Patois more than Black Rasta on Ghana radio? The Patois, we love the Patois. But at the end of the day, can you go to Jamaica and speak Patois to them? No, they don't even recognize you. They don't want to see you. Luciano was in Ghana, he said that there are a lot of copycat artists in Ghana.
Yes, I remember that. And I wrote an article about that.
Stephen Marley also said the same thing. If anybody must benefit from the fruits of reggae, it must be strictly Jamaicans and no other. I mean, how could you say this?
Coming from somebody who wants a piece of Africa,
really
a piece of land from Africa.
Exactly. The reggae is all about Africa, and you don't want Africans to be part of it. It's really shameful.
The irony is nauseating. The irony in there is very nauseating, and I think that it's about time that the stakeholders of reggae music in Jamaica really come to terms with this. Because guess what? You also hear people like Lucky Dube, even Alpha Blondie and stuff like that. You hear their music on Jamaican platforms, right?
Yes.
Why?
Yes.
What's the difference though? Why the discrimination? Why Alpha Blondie or why Lucky Dube and not Black Rasta, and not Shatta Wale, who they were disparaging, and not Stonebwoy or anybody else like that? It just it doesn't make sense to me. But let's revert though. How did you actually caught the support of the stakeholders? Or when I say stakeholders, I don't mean the people who call themselves the gatekeepers. I burn fire on those people every time. You understand? Yes, I'm talking about real stakeholders, like the artists who came to support you, like the people in terms of the logistics, all that. How did you caught their affection?
For real. I thank you for that. Let me just go back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You remember in Kumasi, on Capital Radio,
yes,
there was King Batuka. I don't
King
know where he is.
Batuka.
Some people said it's passed on. If it's true, may he rest well.
Mm.
King Batuka interviewed Culture when Culture came to Kumasi. And we all racists and reggae lovers were also happy. And a question was asked on the show. The man just started talking. I remember he used to present a French show, like French language show on Capital Radio.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, here in Africa, our king of reggae is King Alpha Blondie." And Culture said, Excuse me. That was where the interview ended. Culture Josephine was mad that Alpha Blondie was even chosen as king of reggae in Africa, not even in Jamaica. He preferred that he would be called the king of reggae or Bob Marley in the whole of Africa and beyond, and not an African. For me, that is arrogance. If the people have decided that, hey, amongst us, because this man speaks our language and sings reggae in our language, we crown him king in our society. You don't want it. You want us to bring a Jamaican and make him king because we are playing Jamaican music. That was a problem. And that interview is still around. The other day I checked, I saw it around and I was smiling at it. But that is how Jamaicans are so protective of their reggae. Anyway, all the artists who came on the show, they showed me love. How did I do it? They know that when it comes to quality, Black Rasta is number one.
Mm-hmm.
You will never come on my show and overstay your time. You will never come on my show and play at the wrong time. You will never come on my show and go back complaining that somebody sabotaged you. I remember when I came to Accra Fest, I don't want to mention names, some people have passed on. They would intentionally tell the sound engineer to reduce your sound.
Oh yeah, I know about that. I know a lot about that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm glad that I'm not making these things.
No. I know a lot about that. Different mics, different levels.
Came to me
Mm-hmm.
and told me, "Oh, I've asked them to reduce the sound, but when you come, I'll let them raise it a little bit before I come." Can you believe that? And I looked at this man and said, "What? On my show, the sound that I get is the same sound that everybody gets.
Yep.
I even want them to get a better sound because I am looking at the future of the music, the future of the industry, not me. I am not the best performer amongst them. I don't seek to be the best performer. I just seek to have the best festival. It's about the festival. It's about the people, not about me. And they all get to understand that. Again, another thing that may not happen in some other festival is the fact that every artist who comes to my festival is fed.
Mm-hmm.
In your dressing room, you have fruits, you have water, you have juices, and then you have food, depending on what you want to eat. If you are vegetarian, you get your vegetarian meal. If you are what, you get what. Imagine Ghana. How even some of this big festival, but we make sure that the reggae people also deserve that. Kuchoko masses deserve that. So this year, that was what we did. Everybody had food to eat. Every dressing room.
Is that for just this year, or that's what you've been doing the whole time since the festival started?
No, that's what we've been doing. When you come, before you even arrive, your dressing room is lit, depending on the venue where we play. In fact, when you come, the dressing room, your name is on it. You are told before you even arrive that your dressing room shall be here. Every
standard.
artist, and you are told that you shouldn't overstay your time.
Very standard.
Told that this is the time you are going to come on stage. Yes. 3 days, sometimes 1 week before you come, you will see who is coming where, what time they are playing. If you ask everybody who has come on Kuchoko before, they will tell you that this is what we do. This year, we had to send one artist away because he did not play at his time. And he wanted us to shift him forward, and he was giving some flimsy excuse. We had to cut him off and send him off. We cannot deal with that attitude. Some
Interesting.
People believe that reggae people are not disciplined.
Yes.
Oh, racists are not disciplined. They come at any not
just go and wing it.
You lie bad. You lie bad. You cannot do that. Everybody is on time. All the logistics are there, available for you. The stage was set. Yeah, sound check. We finished sound check. The last person did sound check and finished sound check at 5:30, and show was supposed to start at 8. 3 hours to the time. Sound check was done. Everything was set. We were just sitting down waiting for the first drums to start rolling. That was what we did at Kuchoko. And the artists showed love. Like I said, none of them ever came to me to say, Black Rasta, how much are you paying me? Because of the track record. You play their music, you recognize them. It depends on the way you talk to the people.
Yeah.
And they also know that you are not here to make money. This festival is not making money yet. We are doing it for our own future. Conqueror, Friction, all those who came, including the Caribbean artists, none of them charged me 1 penny.
Wow.
None. They didn't even know that they were going to get anything. But when the festival ended, the person that Black Rasta is, envelopes were sent to every single artist. Every single artist. As it stands right now, it's only 2 artists who haven't received envelopes. Because one of them, the management said, we don't want the money. Please, what you have done for us is enough.
Wow.
We rather want to give you money. But it's my policy. I want to insist that everybody takes something for their sweat.
So those that came from abroad, though, did you have to buy their tickets and, pay for their hotels and stuff like that?
It's surprising. It's surprising. All of them flew in on their own tickets.
You kidding me?
Flew in. Oh, yes. Kushan Daya flew in. Me and Kushan have been talking. And Legacy, big up Legacy. I mean, 3 months before Kuchoko Roots Festival, and Kushan had already booked his ticket. In fact, Hannah Hope from Jamaica booked his own ticket and flew from America, came in and played. Michael Fabulous paid for his own ticket, and when they came, they never asked me, Black Rasta, give me 1 penny. Of course, we are looking forward to paying for flights and tickets as the festival grows, because I certainly want people to be happier when the time comes. But they understand that for now, we are sacrificing so that the festival can be bigger.
That's amazing, though. That is. Go through.
You see, and this year's festival, something interesting happened. We served every patron who came in there with cocoa.
Stick a pin on that. Stick a pin on that, because I'm going to make a big point of that. Stick a pin on that. I'll be asking you about that. Yeah. Because I miss my cocoa and kose. I refuse to call it akara. Akara is not a Ghanaian word. Some people say cocoa and akara. No, it's cocoa and kose. I miss my cocoa and kose, but stick a pin on that. We'll come to that. But let me just quickly drop my commercial. We'll be right back.
Doc Palm is back with all new exciting time with your medical doctors and health professionals. Did you know that Doc Palm has introduced all new opportunities to chat with your preferred physician for free? Yes, you heard me right. Chat consultation on Doc Palm is free. Download Doc Palm on Google Play Store and App Store. Doc Palm, convenience. Doc Palm, your health in your palm. Terms and conditions apply.
Radio culture. Of GH reggae dance. Radio culture.
Hey, boy, my puss. This what you do. Right now, they're into the door.
Radio culture.
All right, we're back with the man, Black Rasta. All right, Black. Let's hone in on this year's festival. So far, we've been talking in general terms. Now, let's talk about Kuchoko Roots Festival 23. And one of the things that grabbed my attention most was the fact that you walk in the door and you get a free, I don't know if to call it a meal or a snack, because to some people, fufu is a snack. You know. But to other people, Coco and Co say it's a complete meal, right? But whichever way you look at it, snack or meal, you walk in the door and you get something. Like, that's nouvelle. Where did that idea come from?
Thank you so much. Well, it's all part of indigenizing the Kuchoko Roots Festival. I mean, we have gone to festivals around the world. When you go to Jamaican festival, they have their jerk chicken.
Mm-hmm.
See? They have the rum, Jamaican rum.
Yes.
They have this, they have that.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about what to serve, which would be Ghanaian and African.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked about cocoa. Everybody drinks cocoa in
Yes.
Ghana.
Yes.
The president drinks it.
Yes.
I drink it.
Yep.
Vegetarians drink it.
Yeah.
Non-vegetarians drink it.
Absolutely.
So I come from the land of cocoa. I come from Tamale. and remember Rasta, we were in Tamale.
I was in Tamale with you. Yes.
In fact, and you tasted proper
Proper.
cocoa.
Emphasis on proper. Millet cocoa. Yes.
Exactly. That is where the real cocoa is coming from. And we have so many different types.
Yes.
So we decided that this year, that was what we were going to do. Let's serve everybody with free cocoa. Give them that proper cocoa from the other
Black.
side of
When I was in Tamale with you, I saw red, gold, green cocoa, right? I saw a red cocoa, a gold, yellow cocoa, and a green cocoa. Did you serve all the red, gold, and green cocoa at the event?
Exactly.
Oh Lord,
We
amazed.
serve the green one. We serve the red one. We serve what is known as the kukuanina. That is the porridge that has the raw millet in it. As in millet pieces. You see
Lumps, the lumps,
corn
yes.
pieces and all that.
Yes.
And some people were calling it Rasta porridge. They were running away from it. They said, hey, porridge with we had all that.
But you see, the other thing too is the other question too I wanted to ask you is that you mentioned about the rum and the jerk chicken and all of that in Jamaica. They don't give that for free though. Most festivals that I know, you go and you buy these things, but you decided to give it for free, basically.
Yes, in fact, you see, it's a way of promoting the thing.
Mm-hmm.
We just started. A lot of people might not choose to go and buy it. Now we are making it easier for you to have access to the thing, to drink it for free, and when you go out, you can access it and make it a part of your life.
So in one swipe, you are not only promoting music, but you're also promoting the local indigenous foods and the culture.
Exactly.
That is big.
Perfect. And
Big up, Rasta. That is big.
Yes, and interestingly, the kose was fried right there. The masa was fried right there.
Sharp.
Fried. There was fire blazing. And if you wanted it, you would just go, they would scoop it up the oil and serve it to you hot. There was nobody there who didn't drink the porridge.
How did you keep people from going for seconds and thirds though? Or it was okay to go for seconds and thirds?
We didn't care. People could go for 10 times.
Oh, wow.
There was enough.
Wow.
There was enough for everybody.
Wow.
Enough for everybody. And we made it like, well, first come, first serve. Even if in the middle of the concert, everything went dry. Next time, you would come early so you can enjoy it. And we also had vegan kebab on the side. We had tofu kebab, we had seitan, and we also had, for those people who would like to eat that.
Yeah.
And I saw Ras Abednego. He's an elder Rastaman here in Ghana. Some people call him Asian. He's a pharmacist by training. And he's a retired pharmacist. I saw him with 25 sticks of kebab.
I'm sure if I was there myself, you would have seen me with about 10 calabashes of cocoa. No question about that.
Oh my God. And some people carry the cocoa home.
Oh, why not?
Some people going out to bring
Voltic bottles.
To fill the thing with cocoa and go and drink,
Wow. Wow.
I was happy to see people enjoy the thing, and then they were in the rain when we were performing and all that. They didn't want to go. Oh man!
What were some of the other attractions? For me, the food. Obviously, I love food. So the food was an instant attraction for me. Once I saw the food aspect on the advertisement, I started regretting not being able to attend already for obvious reasons. But what were some of the other attractions?
Well, apart from that, we have Shatawale coming in, and people know that me and him have had our disagreements in the past. For the past how many years we have been feuding. We've been firing salvos at each other on social media and all that. And then when he told us, when he saw the adverts, and he also decided to come on it and say that, this year we all have to go and support Kuchoko Roots Festival. It is our festival. We need to promote it. At first, I thought that it was just a gimmick. But after a couple of days, the man followed up. So, we are coming to the thing. And then I asked him, would you want to come on stage? He said, why not? You think I'm coming there to just joke? I'm coming there to play. Many people never believed that it was going to happen,
including myself. You remember? Well, I wouldn't say I didn't believe, but you remember I made a joke with, on text on WhatsApp. I was joking about how you managed to do that. How?
Yes.
And I joked about giving you an award for that and all of that. But
exactly.
Wow, that's how much goodwill you really have for this thing.
In fact, this year was a goodwill year. It was so nice. All the artists behaved well, except for that one artist who did not come on stage because of indiscipline. Just sheer indiscipline, he was supposed to be the second artist, and he felt that, the show had just started, and I would want to play at the time the place is packed to capacity. So shift me forward. And they had already been told, if you miss your time, then you are not working anymore. You can do that on some other stages, not here. He missed it. He was backstage and he was trying to tell the MC to move him forward and that he would not want to play. And he disrupted the show at that point because we had to play sound system in order to close up
to close the gap.
That was embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yes, it was very embarrassing.
Wow.
It was very embarrassing. And I told him point blank, forget it. He was saying that he needed to go and eat food. When he came, he didn't get part of the food. The food was served in batches. The food was served in batches. Moreover, you didn't even know that there was going to be food.
Basically.
We just decided to serve you with food.
Wow. So now let's talk about the artists too. You've mentioned Shatawale already. I saw him come on stage with you, and who was the other guy? Episode?
Like we do every year. Maybe he has followed. So he came back in at 8:30. He finished sound check at 5:30. He had how many hours? 3 hours to prepare and come on stage. He said he was out there looking for food for 3 hours in the middle of Accra City. He couldn't find food from 5:30 till 8:30. Meanwhile, he was backstage. My drummer has gone to find food. My guitarist is not
that
around.
same type of nonsense that makes people associate indiscipline with reggae music and Rasta culture. The same type of nonsense.
Exactly.
I'm happy I don't know this person, because then I can fire myself without any hint of respect or whatever at all. This is just nonsense. You know, it's just nonsense. You don't want to play second. Who do you want to play second? If you didn't want to play second, you should have negotiated that earlier, right? But your drama is not there. All of that, it's absolute nonsense. It's the type of indiscipline we don't need. Anyway.
3 hours after sound check, your drummer is out there looking for food. Something like that happened in Burkina Faso last 2 years when I went to play Tinko Roots Reggae. The government of Burkina Faso had announced that all live shows, all gatherings on the night should end by 10 p.m. because there were terrorist attacks in the area. And we went all the way to Tinkungu to play. I was the headline artist. No artist wanted to come on stage to start. Meanwhile, by 10 p.m.,
the show was supposed to close.
They were all waiting. And I told my fans, listen, announcement or no announcement, let's get on stage. If no artist is ready to play, let's get on there and play. We came here to play, not to play big man. All the artists were like, oh, we are a big artist. Please wait for the other artists to come and say, who made a big artist? When we are on a mission, there are no tags. Nobody is big and nobody is small. We all are big and we all are small. We came on stage. After rocking the stage, all of them wanted to come on stage. Nobody wanted to even give the so-called small artists any chance to even come on stage. I don't know why people like that.
Well, I know why. They want you to light up the fire so they can come and catch the heat, right? They don't trust themselves enough to light the fire. They want you to light the fire, and then they'll come and sit around the fire and warm their hands. That's what that is. You know, and it's a canker that must be dealt with. It's
just last year. When he came at the I think the concert happened at the National Theatre, and I was the artist who was supposed to play before Eric Donaldson. I was supposed to play 30 minutes. The moment I came on stage and we're lighting up the place, within 7 minutes, Eric Donaldson wanted to break into the show and play. And he was told, Eric, you are supposed to play after Black Rasta 30 minutes. He just played for less than 10 minutes. He said, if I don't play now, I am not playing the show. Oh, you're not playing? So the organizer whispered to me that Charlie, Eric Donaldson, who is the main headliner, says that if you don't let him play now, you Black Rasta, he's not going to play again. And I said, no problem. Let me just come off stage. Let him come and play. After him, I'll
come back and continue.
When Eric Donaldson was told this, he said, no, he's the headliner and must close the show.
What?
After him, nobody plays. That's what Eric Donaldson said. You can cut me anywhere. Ghanaians love you. That was what he did. So it's online. You can check it out online. You know, has across Africa concert. And look at how many minutes I played. I stopped it because I wanted Eric Donaldson to come and have his moment.
Yeah.
And he came and I left. That was the end. I don't know why people do that, but it's all about the music and not about labels.
Yeah, nah. Anyway, I was asking about some of the other artists that graced the stage. Shatta Wale, obviously, everybody, because of obvious reasons, we all knew that Shatta Wale was going to be there. I personally know a few of the artists that were there. Who were the artists that were on this year's show?
All right, good. We had 20 artists in all. 20 artists. All of them played live. And interestingly, there was a band that had even disbanded. The Mighty Orthodox Band.
Yes.
They had their own issues. They are disbanded. This is a band I've respected from time immemorial.
Yep.
And when I booked them, they had their own issues. This one said, oh, I've left the band. I'm now with my own. This one said, I'm now with my own. I said, okay, you guys have been unbooked. You are no more booked. We are bringing you on as Mighty Orthodox, not a disintegrated Orthodox. Do you know that they came together in the spirit of unity to play that concert?
Nice.
After this banding, they knew the level of Kuchoko Roots Festival. They came together and I was so glad. They were one of the best bands on stage. They came with frankincense. The whole place was smoky. The incense was all over. Oh man.
Just like back in the day.
Like back in the day. And I was booking them because of that thing. Back in the day feeling.
Yep.
Shatawale called us around, I think 12 midnight, and said that he was making his way to the place. So we said, okay, come. So he came, and then I told him that we're in my dressing room so he could come. And when he came, he was shocked. There was Rocky Dawudi in there.
I saw that photo of you, him, Bosco,
yes,
Nana Jimai, and some of the elders.
Nana Jimai was there. You know, all the other rascals that we know in town, they were all in the dressing room. And when Shatawale entered and saw them, he remembered days in the past. He went down on his knees. Blah! And what he said was that, Father, I am a prodigal son.
Wow.
That's what he said.
Wow.
He said, forgive me. All that you said about me in the past was nothing but the truth. It's now that I am seeing that is the truth. I didn't want him to say much. But you know how Shatawale is. He's quite emotional too.
Yeah.
And you cannot believe it. The way we all, Rocky Dawudi has something to tell him. This one has something to tell him. That while we were all having fun, enjoying ourselves. There was nothing like bodyguards upping anybody. Everything was smooth and nice. Until I even forgot that I was coming on stage because the moment was so beautiful. Oh yes. And then they came and said, Charlie, Saramoro Usu is just ending. Get ready backstage. In the next 5 minutes, you are coming on. And I had to excuse Shatta and say that, well, Shatta, this is what it is. And he said, look, I wanted to play my own set, but I want to be in your set. And that was what happened. So I told him, listen to the rhythms. Any of the rhythms that you feel cool about, just alert me, I'll bring you on. And I was on stage performing, doing my thing. And then one of the rhythms, Ganja Sweet Ganja Nights, came up. And he loved it. He signaled us and we ushered him on stage. Look at the magic that happened when he came on stage.
Yes.
So much magic.
He brought such energy.
Jumping left, right, and center. Jupiter was also with him. They showed to the whole world that, when it comes to the live band thing, they can not just do it, they can do more than just that. So it was a nice festival. We had Conqueror Vibes playing. We also had Q-Shan coming all the way from St. Vincent. We had Michael Fabulous from Jamaica, Donna Hope from Jamaica.
That brother has been described as a Ghanaian artist before. Donna Hope.
Okay.
I don't know. Does he live in Ghana?
He lives in Ghana right now. I think he came to Ghana last year or so. I'm not too sure.
Okay.
But I met him only last year. But at the time he came for the festival, he was on tour of Jamaica and US. So he flew in from Florida in America and came for the concert.
Did Taj Weeks make it?
Taj Weeks was another artist. Me and Taj Weeks have been talking about this. Unfortunately, Moroccan Airways was supposed to bring him, Air Maroc. They had some booking issues left, right, and center. It was becoming cumbersome. And we realized that by the time that he arrived in the country, his band had already rehearsed. Everything was set for him to come and play. He would come a shade too late for the festival. He still wanted to come. But it wouldn't make financial sense because we're paying for his coming. At least he was paying for it. And we just had to, hold him down. He was the only artist who didn't feature, apart from the other artists who didn't want to come on stage at the time that the festival said he should appear.
I see. So
the rest of the artists came.
Everyone was there. So the local, and I'm using local advisedly, but the local artists, the local reggae artists who were there, Conqueror Vibes, you've mentioned the Mighty Orthodox Band. Let's focus on the local artists. Who else was there?
Vibration Kings was there.
Wow.
Vibration Kings played very well. Samuel Owusu came in there to kill the people the way they responded to him. After the festival, he wrote me a very long message and told me that for a long time, he's never had this kind of feeling. And he will want to be part of Kuchoko again. Nice. So next year, we're going to book.
Hello?
They just stick to We truly loved it. We also had what's his name? From Burkina Faso.
Yes.
We had Racing Bosch and Zedmo. Now Zedmo is a physically challenged singer, and he performs from a wheelchair. What he did on the show shocked everybody. And again, I would like to refer you to the YouTube video, Kuchoko Roots Festival 2023. He pushed his wheelchair away and used his hands like his legs, dancing on two hands, left, right, and center. At a point, he rode on to go and play the keyboards himself.
Wow.
That brother was extraordinary. I've never seen a wheelchair artist play the way this brother played, and we are bringing him back next year. Normally, we don't repeat artists, but these ones, the festivalists are saying that we should bring them back. So we are going to have them again, and maybe a couple of other artists. We also had Raskuku coming. Poem was ever magical. He also played. Kankaraja Vibes was there. We also had Friction, formerly of the VIP banner, came to play nicely. Ras Boomba also played.
Yes.
Ras Preacherman came all the way from Tamale to play. He was the only artist from Tamale coming to play. And then we also had which other artists? I mean, 20.
That's a lot of artists. You might forget some of them, that's all right. But
they were all on stage.
So okay, now everybody hears Kuchoko Roots Festival or just Kuchoko and they think about Black Rasta.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you have a team behind you which has to help you coordinate all of these things. What does your team look like?
Yes, I have a team of very loyal friends. One thing that I've been blessed so much with is loyalty. I always try to be loyal to whoever I have known in the past. It doesn't matter what they have become in the future, whatever it is, what they have become now. I still remain loyal to them. I think that because of that, my team is also so loyal to me. Some of them even donate money. I mean, people who are there to sweep the stage, people who are ready to coordinate everything. We're all there. Photographers were there to do it for free and all that. You know, the gates were manned by, Kuchoko soldiers and all that. The ushers, everybody came there to do a volunteering job because they believe that Black Rasta is genuine. If Black Rasta earns a penny, everybody will touch that penny. He won't say it's too small, so you pocket it alone. No, everybody. That was what we did. And remember, I am a brand ambassador for Rasta Choco Malt. Rasta Choco Malt also came in to support us. Yes. And then McBancy also came in to support us. And some other, people came in privately. And with this festival, it was surprising. There were people who sent money and said, please, I'm buying 10 tickets to dash to people. Take the money. Some people from England, yes, just sent Apia, big up yourself wherever you are. He sent me money and said, I'm buying 10 tickets. Please just share it on the streets. You know, Julian Adumako did the same thing. Some people were just buying tickets and saying that, we will not be able to make it. So please give it to somebody.
Give it out.
Overwhelmed. Oh, yes.
That's very interesting. Yeah. That is serious. That is very serious. Ras, before we go, though, first of all, let me drop a quick LPM and then we'll come and round up the show. In the background, Sons of Black Rasta, he calls this one Cameroon, one of my personal favorites. I wish we were talking about his music today because I really want to talk about his music. But let's focus on the Kuchoko Festival. Maybe another time he'll grace our platform again and to talk specifically about his music. But right now, you're hearing Cameroon. And so let me take this opportunity to give thanks to our sponsor, Doc Palm. Doc Palm is the app you need if you want to have direct consultation with your doctor without having to make the trip to the hospital or clinic.
Love you, Cameroon.
Head for the Apple, Play Store, Google, all those stores. I always get those things mixed up. But head for wherever you download your apps from, look for DocPalm. It's spelled DOKPAM, DocPalm. Once you have DocPalm, this is what you can do with it. You register, and anytime you need medical attention, all you have to do is to go on the app and consult a doctor of your choice. Your doctor will appear on camera with you, and then you tell them your problems. If you need to go in and see them, they will let you know that, and then you actually then make the trip. But for all you know, what you are complaining about could be something that could be solved with, say, a glass of water even. Or even a few pills that you can get over the counter from the corner store. In that case, the doctor will let you know that, and then you just go there and do the needful. But otherwise, you will get top-notch quality medical care from top-notch quality doctors on this app via video conferencing. It's called DocPalm, DOKPAM. Download it and use it. We are also supported by Roots Organic Farms. Roots Organic Farms. In this day where the parliamentarians are selling out our rights to indigenous foods, no apology for that statement. Yes, they did sign the idiot bill there that they call, what did they call it even? It was called the Plant Breeders Bill. I heard they gave it a new name. Messing with our foods. This is the time to look for good organic food. And the first place to start looking is the Roots Organic Farm. It's located there in Asimfosu in the central region. Contact them. Unfortunately, you know what? I messed up. I did not bring the number and the email with me. I think the email actually is rootsorganics@gmail.com. Yes, rootsorganics@gmail.com. Roots is spelled RUUTZ or TZ. Organics with an S @gmail.com. Organic food at its best. They produce everything organically. They make organic pesticides to deal with the pests that attack crops. So you know you are not imbibing any Monsanto fuckery. Roots Organics, thank you very much for being a supporter. And now let's go back on the line and speak with Black Rasta as we round up. Black, thank you so much for making the time for us. As we round up, let's review the festival itself. Did you have any challenges? What are some of the challenges that you faced? Something that you would like to do differently next year?
I have the list of artists who appeared. I'm going to mention them one after the other.
Nice.
Kings. We have Black Messiah.
Mm-hmm.
We had Conqueror Vibes. We have Preacher Man, Rena, Friction, Zedmo from Burkina Faso, Ras Posh from Burkina Faso,
Mm-hmm.
Mighty Orthodox Band. We had Ras Kuku. We had Ras Bumba. And then Tona Hope from Jamaica. We had Michael Fabulous from Jamaica. AC as in ESSI. Then Q-Shank there. We had Samuel Bowusu. 19 artists. Shatawale, Jupiter, Black Rasta, and of course, Rocky Dawini was also on stage. He came to sing some of the songs, even though he was not a booked artist. Then we had two selectors, King Lagazi and Rasmiko, and we had two MCs. And Lagazi doubling as an MC as well. And then these were the admonishments we gave to every artist. Number one, endeavor not to overrun your time. Number two, dress your best. This is a big festival. Third one, perform as if your life depended on this. So promoters and agents can spot you for business. 4, look out for your dressing rooms labeled in your name. That's missed, forfeited. 6, water and fruit salads are in your dressing rooms. Enjoy. 7, have a great festival. Every artist received this 3 days before the festival. This was what we gave to every artist. Because I want every artist to look good. Come and put up your best. If you are signed on by a big record label, I'm sure when you see me or when you even grant an interview, you say, yeah, it was at the Kuchoko Festival, somebody spotted me. That was what happened. Well, this year, we chose a day that had rains on. We didn't really look at the
weather forecast.
Weather forecast too well. Next year, we're going to make sure that we look for a cloudy day, a day that will be without rain. It will be in the same month, but we'll choose a day that, if it fails, at least we have done our homework. It's just that science failed us again. This year, we didn't look at that. The 2 weeks to the time that we realized that, no, it was going to be a rainy day. But we're just praying against rain. But we had the people coming in their numbers. Everybody saying next year we shouldn't do it there anymore because the crowd was too much for Alliance Francaise. We will still do it at Alliance Francaise. Maybe the 10th anniversary, we will then move it up because Alliance is happy that we were there, and Alliance is telling us that we shouldn't leave that place. They are happy to work with us. And remember, this is the first time any concert at Alliance Francaise ended at 4 a.m. The maximum time that you can play at Alliance is 11 p.m. You close 12, everybody is gone. But we went all the way to 4 a.m.
With their permission.
That was when, yes, with their permission. Because they saw that, no, the energy with which we came was so good. People were well behaved. Rastas came in their numbers. It was beautiful. Next year, we are going to make sure that we don't have as many as 20 artists. This year, the artists were too many. And for that matter, we had a problem making every artist play to their field. Some had to play 15 minutes, and some had to play 10 minutes. It's better to have fewer top-class artists. Top class as in artists who have fan bases that are very, very strong to also come. We would also give the opportunity to a few upcoming artists because we love to do that.
Yes.
You know? But
I think it's vital.
Make the number go all the way to 20. You know? 20 was actually too much, and it made the work a little bit more difficult. We had to hire bands. Not all these 20 artists had their own bands. No. We made sure everybody played live. Nobody did sound system. Nobody. Everybody played live, and we made sure that the bands were ready to rehearse. Everybody. We paid for rehearsal, paid for rehearsal time, rehearsal space, everything. We did that. Nobody can walk out and say that, oh, when we finished, we didn't get anything. It's not true. And I'm glad that nobody has even said that. No Black Rasta concert has ever ended like that. So basically, these are the things that I think we would, if I look at for next year, not too many artists, and then we'll also check the weather properly.
I see.
That is all. We didn't have security problems. We didn't have people overrunning their time. Just one person who we had to send away and say that, no, you are not playing.
And definitely no problems with the red, gold, and green cocoa, which I'm still lamenting missing, you know. But before we go and review what the successes were, which I'm sure is a lot, I have a question on social media, and it's funny, but I'm gonna ask it all the same. Ice T, actually, his name is, says to ask, what about the ganja? I don't know what he means by what about the ganja, but he says, what about the ganja? I'm assuming he means that you have a problem with ganja where people like, you know, what was that like?
Well, I actually don't see ganja as, a problem. I have always been an advocate. Of course, we have people who do not use it, and they will prefer that if you are using it, you shouldn't disturb them. Alliance Francaise is a free environment, much as it is illegal to smoke marijuana in Ghana. Alliance has a certain kind of free environment where people who want to smoke can go to designated areas, you know,
yes.
And then sit down. They can blaze their hairs off. They can do whatever till their eyes are popping red, which is nice. But when you come into the crowd, you make sure
you respect other people.
Other people.
Yes.
Yeah, I could smell ganja all over the place. But what really killed me was when they brought the frankincense on stage and burning, like in the Catholic Church where they swing that thing. I don't know how they call it. That incense, and it's blazing. Oh my!
Yes.
I really
And I'm
love
assuming
that.
that
So
the
ganja was
combination
very
of the two scents, the ganja and frankincense,
Oh
would
my
be just
God.
heavenly.
It was heaven.
Wow. All right. So now I see you've been answered, right? There you have your answer. All right. So now let's address the pros. What really went well? I mean, the whole interview has been about what went well, but I want us to do like a final review, things that you think really worked well, and didn't disappoint you because you put so much energy in it, and then you weren't expecting any less. And these are the things that you want to repeat in the subsequent festivals.
I would want to say that this has been the most qualitative roots reggae Kuchoko dancehall festival we have had in Ghana. I can say that for sure. Even the one that Bob Marley did, the only qualitative thing in there was because of the names that appeared. But the treatment of artists was not the best, as we have seen earlier. Artists were made to do sound check, and that was supposed to be their performance.
Yeah.
I remember that Ras Bumba was a huge fan. Maybe he should be saying this himself, not me. He was a huge fan of Stephen Marley, and he would always like to see himself like another Stephen Marley.
Yes, I know about that.
Because of what happened in Kumasi that day, he lost interest in the mass music till date.
There you go. It's not just him, though.
Yes.
It is not just him. It is stick up in Rasta. Let me also say this. In Kumasi, right? And I know all these things because, like I said, I was a coordinator, so I was in there. I saw everything. The Marleys came. I booked their hotels for them. I did all the logistics on the ground and everything. When they came, I was going to welcome them, usher them to their hotel. They would not even let me go like how many yards from them. Some guy popped out of the van and just, deal with me. That's it. Wow. You know what cleared that for me was when Culture came. Culture jumped out of his van and embraced me like he knew me from 10 years ago. Held my hand and started walking around. So that kind of softened it for me a little bit. But you can just imagine what that is. The same Stephen Marley that you talk about, the same Marley people. Rita Marley was standing there. People tried to take photos. And then the bodyguard guy comes and stands in front of the car. What the absolute... I was about to drop an expletive. Right? You're a public figure. You're a star. You're an artist. People can take photos of you in a public concert. I know exactly what you're talking about. Kumasi, and it's not just us. After they left, the DJs in Kumasi, those who played reggae, those who didn't even play reggae on radio, complained a lot about the Marley children and how they were carrying themselves inside of Kumasi. This is just to make the point that, about what you were saying about Boomba and Stephen Marley. Boomba is not the only one. Boomba is just a reflection of what a lot of the people in Kumasi felt after that show. Please go on.
Yeah. In fact, so with Kuchoko Roots Festival, in fact, you just saw some of the things that I read. This was what I told the people. Please play as if your life depended on this.
Yep. Please
give us a good festival. Everybody was whipped. Hello? Was supposed to be the 11th artist to come on stage. But as the other artists did not come or refused to come on stage, Boomba was brought all the way from 11 to come to number 2, just to be able to occupy that little space after the sound system. So I would like to say that humble brother like Boomba never goes wrong.
I love that, brother. I really love Boomba. No lie. Yes.
Boomba is magical. We also had the awards. We gave 2 awards out to some of the pioneers of our music, reggae, right here in Ghana. We awarded the very first reggae band in Ghana, and that we were told was the classic vibes, the classic hundreds. So we awarded them, gave them some cash prize. At the same time, we gave them a trophy. Next year is going to be better. And then the very first reggae radio presenter, and that we were told was some
Poncho.
He also got that award.
Nice. Wow.
is also waiting for him. That the Bosco is going to take it, and then he is arranging for us to have an interview on radio so that it will be presented to him. But the trophies have already been presented and all that. That the Bosco agreed that the cash should be presented on radio for everybody to see.
Charlie Obomodin wa seriously, Rasta. No, seriously, I am totally blown. You know, like there are certain things that I didn't even know about. Like, you know, and every time I hear this, my respect for the whole thing goes a notch higher. This is serious. But by your estimation, how many people do you think made the show?
Kuchoko Festival. The place takes only about 500 people. It's supposed to take 500 people. But I think we had about 1,000 people.
I would think so from the videos that I saw.
Yes, about 1,000 people, or even more. Some coming and going out and all that because of the rain. Even the Igbo king was there. The Igbo king was there. You know, His Royal Majesty, Dr. Ambassador Eze.
I see.
So supposed to have the Kamanche there, but he was not able to make it on the day, and we have not received a response from him saying why he couldn't make it. He promised that he was going to be there. So these were the people who came. I am so happy for Rasta, and I'm so happy for reggae, Kuchoko, and dancehall. We are proving to the whole Ghana and the whole world that we are a very disciplined people. We are proving to everybody that we are so talented that nobody sang off key. I listened to everybody right from the beginning to the end. No off key, no off timing. They were well rehearsed. Unlike some other places, like what is happening in Ghana right now, they are doing Afro Nation Portugal, and Ghanaian artists are in Portugal miming their own music. You see, you cannot come to Kuchoko and do miming or sound system. No, we won't tolerate that. You're going to play live. Yes.
Interesting.
So yes,
interesting.
This was what we had there.
Interesting.
We had awards. Next year we are going. Remember, I broke it on your show last 2 weeks when we spoke.
Yes.
I told you that we're going to have awards.
Awards, yes.
Every year, yes, we would award at least 2 people or 2 entities who have supported the genre from the start. This year, it was the very first reggae band in Ghana, made up of only dreadlock artists. Kuchoko was part of it. And when the man sent a video to accept Osibio, I think his name is Nana Osibio, he was the basis of the Classic 5 and the Classic 100. He sent a video accepting the award. You could see the emotions. And again, you can check it out on YouTube. Patrons who were in there and saw the video on the screen. In fact, some of them were blown away by the passion. You know?
Can imagine.
Singing some of their songs and was accepting the thing. The video was played up there because he wanted the personally to accept it. And we didn't expect him there anyway because it's based in Germany. But it doesn't matter where you are. If you deserve it, we would make sure that you receive it. And we have LED screens all over the place. It's never happened in any reggae festival in Ghana. LED screens, just like other people do too. We too, we deserve it.
Wow.
We brought them. 1 in the middle, the main one, and 2 on the sides. You know?
Serious.
All over the place.
Serious
it was so
thing.
Nice. Lighting was so good. The stage was superb. Oh, I mean, watch it out on YouTube.
Yes. Did you film it? Did you film it? You have like a complete, film. Did you film the whole thing that can be like rebroadcast or something like that?
Exactly. It's a 7-hour video. It's on YouTube. It's called Kuchoko Roots Festival 2023. It's 7 hours. And interestingly, I'll tell you something. When we uploaded it, I think this is the climax of it. When we uploaded it on YouTube a couple of days ago, it took so long to be verified. You know, when you put up a video, especially when you are monetizing it, they will have to ask you
to check,
copyright issues and all that. They realized that there was not even a single copyright issue. But what the issue was that some of the artists had to earn royalties for their performance, which is standard.
Mm-hmm.
When I go to the Ivory Coast and I play, they pay me royalties. If I'm doing a copyrighted song on stage, they have to pay for royalties. They have to pay royalties to the artist, the original artist. In Ghana, we don't do that. But when I uploaded it on YouTube, that was what it said. And I gladly told YouTube, you know what? Let every artist receive their royalties who came on stage. It's their right. So every artist who came on, YouTube is going to pay them for their performance on the day, which have been videoed and put out 7 hours.
Interesting. Rasta, thank you so much. Thank you so much for making the time. Before we go though, you know I'm a very avid follower of your show, The Black Pot, right?
Thank you.
I watch your show religiously. If I miss it, I go back and watch it.
Thank you.
Yes. The past, I don't know if that's you did an episode not too long ago about the Jachikwesen issue, right? And
right.
Yes, that is the first time I have disagreed with you on.
Okay.
Not the first time, but it's one time that I've been like, maybe I would want to engage you on what you think about that subject, because I think that when it comes to that subject of dual citizenship, and we've had this discussion before on this platform.
Yeah, we have.
What I'm saying is that I am asking you, either you invite me on your show, on radio or whatever, or I invite you back so we can talk about that dual citizenship thing, because I think that there's a few things that we may not be considering when we're looking at that subject. Loyalty to the country is good and everything, but you know, the Chinese people, for instance, they strategize such a way. They send their people everywhere. If you go to the United States, you've been to the United States so many times. Every major city has a Chinatown. And that did not happen by them trying to keep all their people in their corner, right? But anyway, we don't have the time for that. I'm just saying that I'm asking for us to have a little talk about that at some point in the not so far future. Is that a deal?
Yes, I'll be excited. There was a professor from the university who called me and was saying the same thing, and I told him, Prof, there's a beautiful opportunity for us to have a debate. Mm-hmm. It's going to be covered by the TV stations.
Yes.
Shall we do it? But he backed out after some time. I don't know why, but I'm glad that you are showing so much interest in it.
I am, because I agree with you to a very large degree, but I feel like we should also look at it from a certain degree, because if we're going to cut out the Ghanaians, knowing the way Ghana is and the penchant for people to just go out of the country to seek greener pastures, right? And sometimes the fact that this, citizenship thing is a kind of way for people to just settle down where they live and get, anyway, our time is up, really. I don't want to go too deep into it. I'm just asking if you're available. Let's please set a date and talk about that. I know we have done that already, but this time I want it to be more of a debate than. Thank you very much. So I'm sure my producers will reach out to you and we'll have that arranged. Whether it's on this platform or on yours, I'm open to it.
Yeah, we'll work it out. We'll certainly work it out.
Enough respect, Black Rasta. Enough respect. Last words before we go. Last words.
Well, I would like to say thank you so much for always looking out, for me. Thank you so much for supporting me right from the start. I remember the wonderful words that you said when we launched the album in Bolga in the year 2000. I remember when you mentioned it and told the whole crowd that, listen, Black Rasta here, when you listen to the music that he has produced, it doesn't sound like a beginner's music. I remember that. The good thing was that when I started, I had experienced people like you. We went to the studio together, traveled all the way from Kumasi to Accra.
Yes.
You put all your spirit into the music. You made sure that I had a quality product from your experience. I was just new. I didn't know too much. And you and Ras Boomba, I can say boldly, supported, gave me the beautiful bass line and the beautiful sounds and all that. And the album came out to be one of the best
Yes.
right from the start.
Yes.
Yes, at the time, you did not even have an album on your own.
Yes.
At the time, Raspupa did not even have an album
Yes.
on his own. You supported the brother to come out with an album.
Yep.
You followed up to launch the album. Followed everywhere we went for the tour.
All the way to
And
Bolga.
played
Yes.
folk, all the way to Tamale, Bolga, and
Yes.
beyond.
Yes.
These are the things that touch me every time. You know, and I want to say thank you so much for the support.
And I want to say thank you
so
back,
much.
Rasta, because now I understand why you have so much goodwill. I understand why you had so much goodwill for the festival, because you appreciate things. You're not like one of these artists that just take and not give back. You know, you remember things, you acknowledge people. I've heard a lot of artists saying, "Oh, Black Rasta played my music." Even Shatawale said that, right? So now I do understand why you enjoy the goodwill that you enjoy. It's not by accident. It's in your personality. And I want to say thank you back for
just on Thursday, I was playing your music on the symphony rhythm,
Oh yeah?
Just past Thursday. Oh yes. It's a staple on my show.
I see.
And please do more music so that we can play more.
We will do that. And thank you also for appearing on the Where the Money Rhythm. As a matter of fact, I dropped that song, Voice Note for Shady. It's amazing. Wiro loves that song like something, not just him. Like it's yes. Some really, really top-notch people, if I can say that, love that song, and so do I. Voice Note for Shady. I'm actually going to end that the show with that song. But thank you very much, Black Rasta, and enough respect.
And I would like to say big up to Wiro when he heard that album that we're just talking about, the first album. He said he was blown away by the horn lines. He said, hey, Black Rasta is using brass,
Yep.
Brass as in horns,
Yep.
In the music, and they sound authentic and all that. Wiro was one of those who really supported. Encouraged us. Blessed love. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Black Rasta. One love all the time. Yes. So now we are going to end this show with one from Black Rasta he calls Voice Note for Shady. But before that, let me tell you about iCulture TV. iCulture TV is your new platform for Afrocentric television programming. If you live in the United States, you live in France, you live in all these other places where you can access Roku, not Iroko. I see people make that mistake. They say Iroko. No, it's not Iroko. It's Roku TV. Now you realize that a lot of the modern TVs, the smart TVs that are being produced, actually come with Roku pre-installed, right? So if you have such a TV, just go on Roku. If you don't have such a TV, download Roku. Once you go on Roku, search iCulture TV. iCulture is spelled IKULCHA, just like Radio Culture, right? It's a sister platform. So you download iCulture TV. You download Roku, you search iCulture TV, and boom, that's it. If you don't live in these countries where you can get access to Roku, it's even simpler. All you have to do is to go to www.ghnewsnow.com, GHNEWSNOW.com, GHNewsnow.com. Once you're there, go on the homepage, click on the home button, drop down, and click on iCulture TV. It's as simple as that. You are already in iCulture TV, and you'll be enjoying everything. If you look behind me right now, you see on the screen what's showing live on iCulture TV. And what's that again? That looks like Papa Wastic. That looks like a video from Papa Wastic. So you go on iCulture TV, there's Black entertainment, there's Black sports, there's Black culture, there's spirituality, there is everything. Everything that's on TV is on iCulture TV, but from an Afrocentric perspective. Thank you very much for doing the listening today. And thank you so much, Black Rasta, for making the time for us. We are about to bounce, and we are doing so on the heels of this one from Black Rasta he calls a voice note for Shady.
Oh, Shady. You see, say I compose song give you. I know they fit,
Come on, my darling, you're my one, only one. Never would I lie. You're my moon and my sun, my treble and my bass, my pine pants and my shirt. My one and my only one I love.
Oh, my Amatan Popo Shady. I call you, sir. I know they get you for phone. Yes, too. It be so no way I try, sir. Almost break my heart bone. Shady. You know, say if I no talk plus you for one day, self, it be like I did die.
Radio.
Waiting they happy for that way, make you so quiet and dry. Make a 10 butterfly come suck your nectar, smaller come back. Or make you send me the cup where you drink water from, make I drink and feed your lips for back.
Come on, my darling, you're my one, only one. Never would I lie. You're my moon and my sun, my treble and my bass, my pants and my shirt, my one and my only one I love.
Last night I dream you said, say something they happen where I wake up sweating like a pregnant double. Like you not be say if you dream like I go run there, I go see your uncle Yao Dabo. I beg you, make you answer my call when you hear this. I say I dey beg Shady, make you no ignore me like this.
I would a car when the law. I'm a decade megalio, mega glam that emojio. Where the cat my lord.
I say I dey beg Shady, make you no ignore me like this.
I would a car when the law. I'm a decade megalio, mega glam that emojio. Where the cat my lord.
DocPalm is back with all new exciting time with your medical doctors and health professionals. Did you know that DocPalm has introduced all new opportunities to chat with your preferred physician for free? Yes, you heard me right. Chat consultation on DocPalm is free. Download DocPalm on Google Play Store and App Store. DocPalm, convenience. DocPalm, your health in your palm. Terms and conditions apply.
And now on Radio Culture, GH number one reggae dancehall online radio. Are you ready to hear this? Yeah, this is Fred Dread, Kinte, word, sound, and power. Constantly in tune with Radio Culture Ghana. Click on the link and link.
Hit Web Radio. Radio. Culture.
I say, he retain Radio Culture, your number one internet radio station. Me say bading, up to the time.
Mama Africa, me love you. Yeah. Ghana, we need you. Yeah. Well, I'm just a Safari, the cryptic warrior, live from Jamaica, representing for Radio Culture, GH Reggae Dancehall. The very best of the best. No gaitis.
DocPalm is back.